DTS authorization part 3. We're going to jump into actually setting up the initial information you need for authorization. So let's pretend I'm going to Fort Knox for a week. And I know my dates. And so we're going to say that those dates are December 1st through December 8th. Now, your dates, of course, will vary depending on your exercise. For bases, it can be a little bit tricky. So if I type in Fort, you'll see that I'll get some bases that have the word Fort there, but you don't see Fort Knox. Well, because there's several ways you can do Fort. So there's typing out Fort, there's FT, which will give you some of them. But for example, Fort McCoy is one that I don't see, that you have to actually go in and type in FT period. That'll give you another set of things. So then I can type in McCoy, things like that will pop up. Fort Knox, I believe, is an FT dot as well. Yeah, so there you go. So it auto-populates. You have to select the one it gives you. Now here you're going to select you're traveling by air, what time of day, and if you need a rental car. For the purposes of this voucher, or excuse me, authorization, I will select that I am going to travel by plane and that I need a rental car, so that you can see both ways of selecting those later on in the authorization. So trip overview, still I'm leaving on the 1st, I'm returning on the 8th. I'm leaving from my residence and returning to my residence. And this is a multi-day trip. If it were not, there are other options that will be populated for single day. I'm returning by flight. You can change your time of day that you want to leave. For example, some exercises require you to be there till afternoon or evening, and so you can select those if you prefer, when it populates some flight times, to go ahead and have those times populated. So we'll do evening, just to say I'm going to BLC or something, and they don't want us to leave till after 1400. So you're always going to pick typically the TDY here. There's not a lot that's going to ever be changed there, especially even me as AGR, I have not had to change much. Purpose is almost always training attendance. Now you'll see some other options here, and maybe that's designated on your LOI. For this purpose, we're going to do training attendance. And we'll just say this exercise is BLC for whatever reason. So I'm going to attend You know what? Let's do what I'm actually at. SLC at Fort Knox. And so you just type in sort of what you're doing. It doesn't have to be a long paragraph of things. Just kind of the event, location. Even though it tells us up here, it helps the authorizing official or approving official to see that. And then not attending a conference. I've never had a time I've had to pick that. Maybe higher levels, higher echelons, you'll pick that. So that's the first part of this authorization, is to just set up your itinerary.